Stevie Bailey, top coach, top trainer, one of the best to do it. Stevie, welcome to the show. What got you into boxing?
Boxing in my household is a big thing. Boxing and pro wrestling, which we'll talk about later, but boxing
Sure.
is huge in the household growing up.
And now you grew up in Ireland. You were born and raised in Ireland?
Yeah.
So tell us the whole thing about that right there.
I was born and raised in a place called Tierney in County Galway, so the west coast of Ireland, super small place. There's 3 islands that are connected off the mainland. 800 people, everybody knows everybody knows everybody's cousin, everybody knows everybody's mother, everybody knows everybody.
I gotta say now, how do you handle like all the expectation, like the pressure?
As time goes, I honestly don't really feel the pressure anymore. I'm just very comfortable in what I do, and if I do my best foot forward, I'm comfortable. If ever I thought I wasn't doing the job, I think I would feel pressure.
Yeah.
If that makes sense?
What's your most memorable fight? Like all the fighters you had, is there something that just sticks out?
There's 2 fights that stick out for me. The first one would be Sarah's first national title win. And the reason being is she had gone to 3 national finals in a row and lost by split decision. Or maybe the first was unanimous and the second and third were splits. And so that's 3 years of winning all year, getting to a national final, trying to break that last hurdle, and then you lose.
Oh, the worst.
And a lot of good fighters have quit because of that, because they thought they'll never make it. A lot of good fighters, like I've had fighters win bronze at nationals a few times in a row and they quit because they're not gold. And they were this close to making it, and if they stuck it out another year or 2, they probably would have turned the corner, and then that's it, they're off.
Just because of that?
Just because of that. So the year she won, the day she won in that fight was probably the fight she deserved to win the least.
Wow.
Yeah, like the
Think about that, how that works.
Yeah,
wow.
the 2 years before that, I thought she won those fights fair and square.
Do you think like boxing, like we said, I said respect. Do you think boxing gets the respect nowadays, like other sports?
I think it does, but not to the degree it should. But no one's ever going to respect something until they participate and they actually see it, right? Like I wouldn't have respected MMA as much, and I would have respected it anyways because it's combat sport.
Of course.
Until Pat put a leg on me one time, and like, holy shit!
You're like, oh,
what the fuck is that?
it's a whole different
and I'm like,
ballgame.
never would I do that.
Yeah.
And now my respect for it's so much higher.
Like say, like you said names like Josh, Lucas, Ryan, Sarah, like Steve, like it keeps going like on and on and on and on. Like how's that for you just to be like the main man behind like the Avengers, like you're Avengers as I say.
Yeah, I try again, like I genuinely try not to take myself too seriously. And I mean that in a way, like I take my job serious, I take what I do very serious, but I try not to take myself too serious, if that makes sense. And
yeah, for sure. I
think that's why it works. I think if I was too egotistical or I was up in the clouds, I wouldn't be able to manage all these personalities. I'm very firm, like the boys know, like if I say this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. But
respect level, right?
Yeah, but I'm also very good with like, I allow certain freedom. The more discipline you show me at one point is the more freedom you'll get in the end. So what I mean by that is the more disciplined we are with certain aspects of training, the more freedom you'll have in the ring.
Ah, okay.
And I'm always trying to tell that to guys, like if you're willing to be disciplined where I need you to be disciplined, you'll have all the freedom in the world where it matters. The more discipline you show me in the first few years of us together, and it takes years, not weeks, because anyone can be good for weeks.
Exactly.
Anybody can be good for months. It takes years to really earn, like Lucas called me today at 5. Like, I really want to go somewhere on Saturday for sparring. I want to find a way to make it work. Because that guy's earned that freedom.
Yeah, he's earned it, exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like you earned your stripes, like your arm, yeah.
I will do everything in my power to make that work for him.
Yeah.
Same with Sarah. Same with, like, in a short time with Rolls.
Yeah.
Like, that guy at that point of his career to be so open to change. And it's not like I've changed him massively, but there's been tweaks I've done that he wouldn't have done before. He's so open to change. Like, that guy's earned... if he called me today, like, I really want to go here on Sunday for something, and whatever, I had a personal plan, which I don't make very often, because Sarah says, don't disappoint me, because you're going to change it for boxing. But I would give him that chance, and I would try my best to make it work for him.
Yeah.
And I think that also is why the guys respect me so much.
Now, this question comes from somebody. This question comes from somebody, okay? I gotta say now, who is the greatest women's boxer? I just gotta...
Is this a trick question?
Yeah, it's a trick question.
The greatest women's boxer I've ever trained is Sarah Hagigat.
There you go. You heard it. I don't know from a bird that you're a Man United fan.
I am.
Soccer, okay. Yeah. How did that all fall apart, like Man United?
Oh, I don't know, it's depressing.
Especially nowadays.
Because they had the Mecca, Alex Ferguson, for 26 years.
One of the best coaches ever to do it.
Yeah, not only was he the best coach, like he managed that entire club and he held it together. And like you'd be amazed what a guy can do. Like I can tell you from experience, sometimes you can hold a situation together as the leader, even when it was meant to fall apart. So like those last few titles he won, like his teams weren't actually the best. He just knew how to get the best out of it.
Because the coach, the brains, he's like the brain behind the system.
Yeah, like and as soon as he left, like don't get me wrong, I knew there'd be a drop, but man, was it dramatic.
Before you watch wrestling in Ireland, you have all these like VHSs, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like go and watch them with your buddies, like ECW. Like tell me exactly how was it growing up in Ireland watching wrestling?
Wrestling growing up in Ireland, there's really just two of us in elementary school that watched it, and my closest buddy Ferdy and his brother Fiachra. We loved it. Loved it. My parents, my dad liked it because he went to a lot of wrestling shows in England when he was living in the 70s and 80s.
Wow, so
and
you watched it. Wow.
And my brothers liked it. So like wrestling, boxing were the two main things we all watched together.
Of course.
So like for us, a pay-per-view would be on at 1 a.m. Sunday night. Everyone else would go to sleep. I'd stay awake. I'd record it for the family. They'd watch it the next day. I'd watch it live. And then like growing up, Monday Night Raw was Friday at 10 p.m. for us.
Well, so it's
right.
What was it? 2 hours back then, right? Was it always 2 hours?
It was always 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, yeah.
We didn't have internet, so you didn't know what happened ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it was like watching it live. SmackDown came was crazy. Then when Raw went live on Monday nights 1 a.m., that was like, I got another night. I got to stay up till 1 a.m. But we watched wrestling as a family. We watched since I was like my brother had the WrestleMania 1 VHS, so I was watching that when I was like 3, 4 years of age.
Wow,
we watched everything.
Wow.
I can remember WrestleMania 9, 10.
What about like who were your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Rock and Austin were like the safest bets for everyone. In the early 90s, I was a huge Bret and Shawn fan, which like was obviously causing a lot of conflict. Like they hated each other. Like, why don't these guys like each other? They're my two favorite wrestlers. I liked a lot of the big guys too. I was a massive Razor Ramon fan. So when they left in '96, they went to WCW. Like I was heartbroken.
But they changed the whole game.
And they changed the whole game, and then that's when I kind of started realizing like wrestling scripted because I'm like, why do they have different names? You know what I mean? Like, I was 6 or 7 at the time. That's when I started twigging that okay, this is a TV show.
Who's your Mount Rushmore if you can? Like pick a Mount Rushmore right now. Usually Mount Rushmore, what is it, like 4, I guess? So even your top 3, like who would your all-time top 3 be? No judgment zone.
Top 3. Well, I have to put Bret in, or I don't get to leave the building probably. Right?
You lock the doors, guys.
Top 3. That's so tough. You'd probably put. I think I'd put Rock and Austin in there, and then the third person's up for debate: Rock, Austin, Hogan.
Hogan, yeah. All said and done, as your career now, back to boxing.
Yeah.
All said and done, what do you want everybody to remember Stevie as?
Genuine. I think genuine is the best word. Genuine and honest. As long as you have those two things, you'll go far. And I just try my best.
Couldn't have said it better. Now, any advice for the youth that look at your fighters, or even in general, just that they want to do what your fighters do and stuff, and just like they want to pave the way? Is there any advice to them?
The hour and a half you spend in the gym is the least important part of your day. It's the 22 and a half hours outside of that matter.
Okay.
What makes you professional is not showing up to the gym every day for an hour and a half. What makes you professional is your behavior for the 22 and a half hours outside the gym.
Couldn't have said that better. Wow.
Yeah, so if you really want to make it, the easy part is the training. The easiest part of making it is the training.
Okay.
The hardest part is your behavior outside of training.
Couldn't have said it better, guys.
Yeah.
One of the best to do it, I say the country, even the world, Stevie Bailey, top coach, top trainer, here live in studio. Stevie,
Appreciate it,
as I said, he's my brother from another mother, all that rest of the stuff.
The Johnny I Pro Show.
Yes, and we're out.